Thank you for joining me. I'm going to show you how to paint this beach, sky, and the reflection. Before we continue, please subscribe and turn on notification so you won't miss any future watercolor lessons. I only use these two enjoyingart brushes to have the same learning experience. Purchase yours today at enjoyingart.com brushes. Let's start from the composition. Use the calligraphy brush. Just take a little bit light color, any color you want. Okay, I'm gonna take this a little bit color right here. And let's see. And this is the big shape, right? This is the, I want the horizon line, which is the top of the water. I'm gonna have it from here, like this. That's the first decision. Okay, think about it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, here we go. Go all the way from the left to the right. Okay, like that. And this could be also for the wave. Okay, like that. Okay, here you go. This is good. And okay, this is good. Right over here. That's the first. And second thing, we want to figure out how big is the little hill, or say the little mountain it's going to be. We're going to think about that. How big it's going to be. Yeah, like this. And we're going to move a little bit more over. We're going to move a little bit over like this. Okay, here we go. Coming down over here, all the way down over here. This is good. Right? How wide, how tall is going to be? Like I said, if I'm going to have this is the left side of this mountain. It will be like this, like that. This is good. And that's the shadow shape. Okay, here you go. Like that. Coming at the top over there. And that will be good. Like that. And have a little bit tree with a little bit dry brush, a little bit green gray color. Like that. This is good. And this is the shadow. Okay, a little bit shadow. Okay, that's good. Like that. Okay. And this is good. Now let's take a look at, and we're going to use a little bit gray color, which is a little bit more cooler gray color. And we're going to take a look at this rock. Okay. We're going to take a look at that. This rock should be right here then. Okay, how big is it? Think about it. You can paint it right on. Okay, here we go. Like this. And like that. Have a little bit light shape at the bottom over here too. Like that. And have the smaller one. And here you go. This is pretty good. You can have this, and everything is just shapes. How the shape gonna relate it, that's important, right? That's good. And like that. So the bottom over here of the hill also gonna be here, like that. All right. This is good. So some rocks, we're also going to give a little suggestions. Some rock over here. And this rock is very close to that, so I'm gonna move a little bit more to the right hand side. Okay, have a little bit more over here. And then we're going to start the painting. Okay, with the larger brush over here, I'm going to have this all the way going to that, a little bit more going forward, like that. Okay, this is a little bit darker. And take a look at the rock over here. I can move this a little bit forward, a little bit between the gap. I like that, instead of like a little bit hiding over here. So the rock over here, there's another rock over there connected to, and a couple more. So we can paint around on the left, on the right hand side of the rock to make it feel like the light side. Okay, now take a look at over here. We're gonna have this a little rock, and I'm gonna have a little bit light shape over here too, like that. Pretty good. I'm gonna have a little bit, and so we're gonna see the whole shape of this a little bit later, but I think we're ready to paint, right? So take a look at that. We're going to start from this guy. And seeing that behind this hill, or this little rocky mountain, that is a little bit lighter, right? So I think I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm just going to make the blue color in the sky first. I'm going to take this and the Prussian blue, okay, maybe a little bit tiny red shade blue color, which is the French ultramarine. Okay, I'm going to paint the sky with the same color from the top, from the darker to lighter, all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to using lifting. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Okay, right over here like that. So a little bit, no fear, just going down from the top to the bottom. Okay, here we go. Okay, and all the way over here like that. All right, that's good. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the brush. Here we go. Now I'm going to have this, just remove the excess wet. That's it. I'm going to put it right over here. See that? And just lift it up. So make it a soft shape in this guide. Can you see that? Very simple. Okay, a different way to do for different purpose. Okay, a little bit more light shape like this over. Okay, right here. Okay, keep going. And I'm gonna have this a little bit softer like that. Go all the way over here. Now I'm gonna coming on to here this side. I'm gonna light it up. Okay, here we go. Gonna have this a little bit lighter like this. That's good. And I'm gonna have this a little bit lighter coming down over here. Okay, so I have this maybe a little bit lighter. Just wash it off. And now the bottom over here, this is pretty simple. Just use the wet, just light it up, and this is good. Okay, now I'm gonna have this coming up over here. Okay, this is good. And very good. I'll make this a little bit softer. Okay, a little bit over here. Oh, moving a little bit too much. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's good. Moving a little bit more. Wash it off. That's good. Like that. And that's fine. I can actually lift up a little bit more. Just lift up a little bit more. Now let's take a look at. I'm going to have a little bit light shape coming down from here. And whoop. I'm going to lift up a little bit. And here you go. Just make this a little bit lighter. Just generate a little bit more attention coming toward the mountain. But this will be fine. I'm going to over here, I'm going to have that a little bit more clear. Like that. A little bit more clear. Like that. That's pretty good. Okay, here we go. And if you want to, you can work on this guide later, okay, after it dries. Here we go. Gonna have this. If you have the time, that's good. And I'm gonna have a little bit more blue color right here. A little bit tiny more blue color. Now I'm gonna work into here. Yeah, like that. One brush stroke. That's good. And this is good. And the bottom over there, this is fine. Now here we go. I'm gonna have that, lift it up a little bit. If that's too much, this is good. Yep, that's good. All right, I think it's good enough for this guide. And they just lift up a little bit over here. Okay. We can come back to the sky before we paint the mountain. Okay. This is good. Now let's take a look at the reflection. Okay. Take a look over here. I'm going to take a little bit of this. The reflection usually less bright, so it would be a good idea to get a little red color into it. All right, this is good. Now let's take a look at the reflection area right over here. And here we go. A little bit more. Like that. This is good. Over here. A little bit darker. Okay, that's good. Like that. A little bit more. Now, take a look at the gap over here. Look at the reflection. Okay, like this. And take a look. That's how many gaps there is, right? And I can't. It's okay. Keep going with this. And take a look at this little shape. Okay, here we go. Like that. A shape over here. A little shape. This is the shape of the water. Okay. That's good. Coming over here. Just use the corner. The corner of the brush. Okay, now the shape over here, like that. That's good. And then coming down over here. Okay, here we go. The shape. And take a look at this little shape, little gap. Okay, like that. Coming over. That's good. Okay, now coming down over here. There is another shape of the water. And we can put anything in the water if you want to. Okay, here we go. Coming over here, coming over. I think this can be a little bit lower, like that. And that's good. That shape right there. And we can make that a little bit tiny more. Have a little bit more red and the blue color together. Gonna have that. Have a little bit over here. Wet into wet. This is pretty good. Okay. And now we're gonna paint the color of the sand. Maybe not. We can test the color a little bit. And not painting next to the color of the water reflection. Let's get a little bit red. Get a little bit blue color. And this is very much the color we want. That is good. That is the sand on the beach. Okay, right here. So we're gonna leave that alone. Okay. Okay, right here. And coming down a little bit. Whoop, that's too much in. This is okay. And I'm gonna have a little painting a little bit gap. I'll come back a little bit later. Like that. Let's test it. Try to cover in all the larger area as quick as we can. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna paint a little bit, leave a little bit light. And here you go, like that. Okay, here you go, right here. That's good. Right over there. And then have the very much this sand color over here too. And the bottom. Okay, that's just good. And that is still a little bit wet, so we don't touch that yet. But I'm going to have a little bit blue color. I'm going to quickly cover the rest, the light side of this, and also put it into the shadow side. And take a look at the bottom right over here. This is good, like that. Okay. And here you go. And I'm gonna have a little bit blue, a little bit more blue and green color. Okay, so let's get a little red color. Okay, here we go, like that. And this is definitely make a little bit gray color. Now I'm gonna coming in here. That's the light shape, and we're gonna have a little bit darker shape a little bit later. Okay, and use this brush. You can actually suggest that very rough jacket edge. You can make that more like tree. Okay, that's good. Like that. Very nice. Okay, onto this side. Also give a little bit. And at this point, you can directly painting into the top over there if you want to. Take a look at the top of the beach like that. And this also, but this is wet, so we're going to come back in a little bit. Okay, like that. So we come back over here to paint that in a moment. And let's take a look at everything come together as just pretty nicely at this point. And I think the sky still need a little bit time, so we can light up a little bit over here, make it smoother. So we're gonna leave this a little bit later, okay? And you don't have to do it right at this moment. Why don't we come into use the calligraphy brush and use very much the same color over here. I think this is already dry, so we can come back over here. You look at the color of the sand, it actually a little darker than the reflection of the sky, right? So take these three colors together. Okay, if you want it to be a little bit more gray, a little bit more blue, that would be a little bit more blue color, right? This is good, like that. And mix that a little bit more yellow. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's see. And I think this is fine. We're gonna pick that color in here. Okay, like that. That's a little bit shadow side. Okay, here you go. Okay, that's good. A little bit more edge over here. A little bit edge over here. And over here too. Have a little bit edge coming over here. Here you go, like that. Okay, this is good. So I'm gonna have that, a little bit water. And soften that a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, coming a little bit closer. Now coming on this side, I'm going to gradually bring that in. Now this is getting interesting. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit, maybe a little bit brighter. So just get a little bit yellow and red. And here you go, like that. And coming over. And here you go. And we can have a lot darker at the bottom. So as I have this forming going up a little bit, actually pointing the attention into this mountain is kind of interesting. Going to take a look at the other shape. Okay, look at it again, a little big shape, and coming over here. Here you go, like that. Coming all the way over here. And then another shape. Have a little bit darker. A little bit more blue. Okay, here we go. Like that. That's good. And I'm going to have something very, very dark. The blue and the red together. Let's take a look. Over here. Can you see that? Over here like this. Very nice. And since we're having this, why don't I also put a little bit darker color over here too? And now start getting the dark and light balance. Okay, here we go. Okay, a little bit shadow. Like that. And having a little bit darker color over here too. And a little bit dark color over here too. And don't be afraid of wet into wet. And put it on to see how it take it. Okay, here we go, like that. And have a little bit over here, the dark color right over here. This is good. A little bit dark color over here too. And that's good. All right, we're gonna have some dark color And we're going to have this color a little bit darker, a little bit bigger, like that. This is good. I'm going to have that a little bit darker over there too. Okay, and we're going to have maybe just a little bit tiny more red, like that. Maybe a little bit too much. I'm going to have the dry brush. I like the dry brush effect, especially when you're painting the beach. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to have that open up like this, and I'm going to have that a little bit like the direction over here this way, and seeing that. That's good. Come all the way and all the way like that, and here you go. Seeing that. Let's twist the brush a little bit, coming all the way here and all the way here. That's good. A little bit over there. That's good. A little bit darker. Okay, here you go. A little bit more like dry brush on the rock, like that. Okay, come back to do a little bit more. Okay, a little bit dry brush over here and a little bit dry brush over there, and we're gonna have a little bit blue-gray color for the wave, and that's good. Have a little bit more shape, a little bit more like that, and we can actually put. You see that like a little by little. Actually, the things come together, and step by step. Okay, have this is the reflection of the the Rocky Mountain. Okay. I'm going to have this a little bit darker, like that. Okay, here we go. Now, getting there, a little bit softer over here. Okay, it's time to going back to the sky. How about that? And when the sky is good, and we touch up on the hill, it will be fine. Now I'm going to take a look at the blue color. Okay, have the little bit blue. Now I'm going to come back over here, make this, okay, a little bit. That's good. And soften that a little bit. And that's just fine. And a little bit over here. Okay, here you go. And I'm going to have this a little bit more clear. And I have that a little bit more coming over here. That's just good. I've tried to make the sky a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to have this. Just use the clean brush, cut like that, going up. Okay, that's good. A little bit coming over here. And a little bit softer, like that. Yes, you see, you don't need to worry about that. You don't have to make everything, to finish at the beginning. You can always come back, we work on it. And there's enough technique that we know that we can fix anything. And over here, coming a little bit softer, like that, connect into here. Squint your eye too, and so you can see things a little bit better. Okay, softer over here. Okay, now the sky, a little bit more intentional, a little bit more moving. So I'm gonna have this a little bit lighter, like that. Okay, like that, going up over here. So that's good. That's what I want. Now let's tidy up the painting and get it done. And what we're going to do, we're going to paint in the shadow side of the, this is still dry. This is pretty good. We can paint on that. So let's paint into the shadow side of the mountain. Okay, going to get a little bit red with the blue. Okay, here we go. A little bit more. Okay, this is good. Now let's take a look. Right here, we're also going to give a little bit light shape on the mountain over there. That's here we go. And come up a little bit. That's just good. I see that's seeing the three-dimensional, right? When you have the light and when you have the shadow, and it's just look 3D. That's very simple thing. And this is universal. You can use that for any subject matter. And doesn't matter portrait or landscape or still life. Okay, like that. That's good. I'm going to have open up a little bit more on this side. That's good. Now I'm going to have now the shadow side of this. over here. That's good. Coming down over here, I'm gonna have a little bit green shade. That's good. Now I'm gonna have just the middle of the brush over there. It's just push it down like that. You have a natural blending. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna have the brush, dry brush like that. Let go some of the color. So I'm gonna have that. Here you go. Here you go. Now I'm gonna have that a little bit texture for the tree. This is good. Go a little bit more like that. Perfect. Okay, now coming on to this side, I'm gonna also have the texture on the edge over here, and you can have just a few line, some texture line coming down like that, and I have a couple more. This is good, like that. Now you can see the mountains. It's pretty good. Now we need to give a little bit more texture on the light side, but this is pretty good. I'm gonna get a little bit lighter, warmer color, right? A little bit lighter red color over here, and like that. That's good, like that. That's good enough. And the bottom over here, I'm gonna start adding a little bit more yellow with the, here you go, with the blue color, and get a little bit more yellow, and here you go. Now I'm gonna put that right in here. That's good. A little bit tiny, make it feel like a little bit more green, and this is good. Also a little bit more over here too. Okay, now I'm gonna using very much the same color and going up to the top of the mountain, but it's not so bright, so you have a little bit red color into it, complementary color, right? Okay, a little bit more yellow. Keep mixing the color. Get a little bit blue. That is good. Now I'm gonna open up the brush. Okay, that's good, like that. That's important. Okay, that's coming like this. Okay, this is good. A little bit more. Okay, there's the dry brush. Okay, that's good, like that. Look at that. That's tap, 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 tap. That make it feel, look like maybe a little bit more tiny blue color. Okay, that's just a little bit more tiny blue. Now here we go, like this. Okay, here we go, right there. And I'm gonna tap on it, just right at the top over here. Just seeing that shape, very nice, like that. And it's gonna get a little bit more blue color very soon. I'm gonna have this coming, the dry texture coming up over here too. Just tap, tap, tap on it. You see that? It's very simple. We're gonna have a few vertical line. Okay, it will be wonderful. Okay, like that. Okay, look at that. Okay, like that. A little bit lighter. Coming down over here. Okay, this is only for the light side, right? And the shadow side is gonna be darker. Okay, here we go. This is good. We can have that over here too. And okay, here we go. A little bit darker color over here. This is good. Now we can mix a little bit darker color. How to mix a darker color? Just get a little bit more red and the blue color in it. Right? It's so simple. So that's good. Now I'm gonna take a look. This on this side, most of the dark color over here, like that, and the shadows color. Okay, here you go. It may be too dark. We're gonna see. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have a little bit more. Now see a little bit more. Like seeing that the little bit wet into wet looks very nice. Like right here. And coming on to this side. Now we're gonna get the dry brush again. Okay, let go some of the wet, very much water, right? So tap, tap, tap on it. That's good. Tap, tap on it. Okay. And here you go. Here we go. Like tap, tap, tap on it, and get the impression of the tree. Get the shape, very much the shape. Okay. The shape is very important. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Like that. Okay, a little bit over here too. Okay, now coming on to this side, the shadow side of the rock. I'm gonna have a little bit darker. Here you go, some dry brush over here too. This is also perfect timing. This is just about getting dry. Okay, I could have that coming down. That's good. And a little bit more like texture. And a little bit more on this side. That's good. And coming over here, and I'm gonna have just a little bit more blue color. Here you go. Coming back over here, and a little bit more. Okay, like that. A little bit darker. This is pretty good. We're getting there. And here you go, like that. So you know there's something over here we can try. That would be you can do a little scratching, but I don't have a scratcher over here, so we're gonna let go of that. But over here I'm gonna have that a little bit softer, like that. Here we go. If you have a palette knife, you can scratch there's a vertical line over here. This is very nice. Okay, now come back over here and make a little red and a blue color. A little bit tiny more. You don't have to mix too much, okay? Now this is good. Now I'm gonna have a little big line coming like that, and here you go. Yeah, here we go. There's a little bit line like that, so that's good. A little bit more vertical line. There's some vertical line. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. Okay, that's good. And over here too. Now, here we go. Now, since the mountain is done, and then everything looks come together, I have important that wrap around this main object. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna have the bottom over here a little bit darker, like this. That's good, like that. I'm gonna have a little bit dry brush coming down. This is good. I can see that this is very much come together. Now I'm gonna have this a little bit softer. Okay, this is good. And the mountain over here looks very nice. I'm gonna have this a little bit more coming up like a vertical. Okay, here you go, like that. Okay, this is good. And I'm gonna have just a little bit tiny over here, like that. But that is a little bit farther away, so we don't have to have too much contrast. Just a little bit, okay, like that. Okay, now we're going to finish the wave, and by just having a little bit blue color, like a blue-gray color, so not really that clear, but we're gonna just put a little bit shape. You see how things come together like gradually. No, not like I say you can like one step, okay, and always go with big to small. You can have that a little bit thick and thin. This is pretty good. A little big wave over here, okay, like that. A little bit smaller. That's just good. Now you see that? It feels like it's just a wave, right? It's just the beach. Okay, that's good. Okay, and some rock over here too. And this is good. And we're also gonna have some reflection of this coming over here. You can see that. And here we go, a little bit bigger, like that. You see that? That's the reflection of that. And carry on to over here. That's the reflection of that. Okay, this is pretty good. I can go a little bit more to the right side. You can have that. That's just good. Okay, now I'm going to have tiny a little bit more darker for the reflection of the hill. So I'm gonna have a little bit red into here. This is good. A little bit tiny more red. A little bit tiny more red. This is good. Like that. And we're gonna see this side is the shadow side. So I make this side a little bit darker. Like that. That's good. Like that. And also over here, a little bit darker too. Okay, like this. Nice. Right, everything in order. Okay, here we go. A little bit more like that. And that's good. And I can have a little bit tiny coming onto this side. A little bit tiny, like that. That's a reflection. That's good. Now I'm going to have a little bit darker color for the darker shadow side. Okay, seeing that, I can have a little bit darker over here. And wrap around over here, have a little bit darker over here too. That's nice. I'm going to have a couple rocks over here. Where I'm going to put it? I'm going to put it right here. That's fine. I'm going to have a little bit over here too. Okay, a little bit darker color, rock. Okay, it's good. And take a look at anything else. Okay, here we go. And have a little bit shape over there. And have this a little bit longer. This a little bit clear. I'm going to have this coming down a little bit more straight forward. Oh, I like that so much. I'm going to have that over here. And coming up like this. And a little bit over there. And also over here, I can see that a little bit more kind of gray color. It's more like a reflection of this. Okay, like that. It's pretty nice. Okay, now again, and for this, we're also going to use the toothbrush as well. But I want to have this side even darker, okay? Okay, the shadow side even darker. Okay, I want that to be a lot darker because it needs to be heavier. And over here too, also keep a little bit wetness, okay, like that. Okay, that's good. Okay, a lot interesting. And a little bit more interesting over here, a little bit more shape, a little bit over here. That's very good. Okay. And also a little bit blue color on the top over here too. I'm going to have that a little bit more over here. That connect that, the little bit wet into that. But I'm going to have not just blue color. See, they have a little bit more red into it. Okay, like that. That's good. I'm going to have this a little come out a little bit more. That's good. I'm going to have that coming out a little bit over here as well. So the wood over here should be talked about is balance. And the balance is very important in a painting. It's a harmony. Okay, that's as good, a lot better this way. Okay, okay, like that. And the bottom over here, I'm gonna have a little bit tiny. So this takes a little bit extra time for this painting. And get a little bit more yellow. And I'm gonna have this, actually have this a little bit more brown color at the footer, like that. And coming over here. Here we go. I'm gonna just use the toothbrush, pick this color and this color. Yeah, get a little bit yellow, get a little red. So that's too much. Get a little bit blue. Okay, this is good. Now I'm gonna just give it a little bit at the bottom over here. Okay, that's for the sand beach. It's very good. If that's too much, you can always leave it, take it out. Okay, that's just good. If you like this painting lesson, share it in your communities and tell me your own experience. I will looking forward to see you in my next video.